We're going to begin. I'd like to welcome Dr. Johnson from Sinclair.
Hello. Holy moly, everyone is here. I was trying to go, Dave Mellon, I'm not going to say hi to you because I can't. Everyone is here. I tried to get around to individually say hi to everybody I know, which is everybody. You're all here. The entire village is here. Everyone's here. You all showed. Oh my gosh, DECA is a VIP of all VIPs. This is like, thank you for being here at Sinclair. I'm just gushing because everyone's here. For DECA, we admire DECA so much, don't we? We admire their core principles. We admire what they do for education, their excellence. We admire the fact that they get that education is a proven path to success, and that through DECA, our students are getting a really good education. And so thank you for supporting DECA. And I just want to say, editorial comment, as if they all aren't. DECA was founded, I'm old enough now, I remember this. DECA was founded in an era when there was the founding of some very, very important things in this region. And they've all grown up to be extremely important national and international models. DECA, Dayton Literary Peace Prize, Learn to Earn Dayton, Air Camp. For example, let me stop there because you've stopped eating and you need to eat. But all of these things, if you think about it, all of these things have grown up over the last 20 years to be very, very important. Good for you, good for us, and thank you. For those of you who are students of DECA, yay. For those of you who are parents of students of DECA, yay, good for you. For those of you who are on the board of DECA, yay for you. For those of you who are adjacent to DECA through other organizations like Wright State and the University of Dayton and other educational institutions, good for you. And the staff and the teachers at DECA, good for you. David Taylor, I'm a big fan, I think we all are. And so Judy Hennessy, who was there when this started, big fan. So you all have done good. Thank you for being here at Sinclair. Thank you for letting me say good morning to you and soon good afternoon. And please enjoy your time here. It's great to see you all. It's great to see how successful DECA is as we have grown and developed here in the Dayton region. Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.
Wow. Give another round of applause for Dr. Johnson. Sinclair is a really important partner for the work that we do, and we certainly are grateful for that gracious welcome. My name's Charlie Bowl, and I have worn many hats at DECA during my 13+ years. I was a 6th grade teacher, I was a 7th grade and 8th grade teacher, an assistant principal, the founding principal of our middle school, and now I'm the HR guy. So really stepped it up there. But most importantly for today, I am emceeing the Lives Changed Luncheon, which I was told is because Billy Crystal was not available. I want to extend a big thank you to all of you for being here today. My first important message is please eat your lunch at your leisure throughout the program. Looking out into the crowd, I see all kinds of faces, some are familiar and some are new, who make the work that we do at DECA possible. I see people who have offered their time, talent, and treasure throughout the years tutors and paper editors, guest readers, job shadow hosts, even college promise mentors. Shout out to my dad. I even see some alumni out there, and of course, a multitude of people who have given in support of our program. So thank you again for being here. Before we get too far into our program today, I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors for today's luncheon, who you can see on the screen behind me. Without their support, this event would not be possible. Now, to walk us down memory lane, I'm pleased to welcome to the stage DECA's Superintendent and CEO, Mr. David Taylor.
It's embarrassing how much taller than me he is. It is so good to see so many friends in this space today. We thank you for giving us an hour of your time. And we're here today to celebrate 20 years of the Dayton Early College Academy. That sounds great, but if I'm being honest, there was more than one time that we weren't so certain that we would survive. Many of you in the room know exactly what I'm talking about. And so I know that quite a few of you are new to the DECA journey, and so if you don't mind humoring me for a few moments, I want to walk you through a bit of here versus then. So our school started in 2003, and at that point we were really just an experiment, an initiative. Through a partnership with the University of Dayton, Dayton Public Schools, and an organization called KnowledgeWorks. Our school was launched as an initiative specifically designed to help kids from this city go to and graduate from college. We were the first early college in the state of Ohio. Now, we've had our fair share of challenges over the years, including having to completely convert our school from a Dayton public school into a charter school in one summer. Shout out to Judy Hennessy, who spent her entire summer doing that. But the reality is, 2 decades later, we are still here. So now, our parents, our employees, our students, and our community can know that the young people in this city who desire to go to a school that is public, free, and maintains incredibly high expectations will be readily available for their children. Now, back then, our students walked the halls of the University of Dayton without a true home. To say that our students were nomads, if you were on the campus in 2003, that is an understatement. Now, we are a district with 3 distinct schools. In 2004, we moved into what is now Fitz Hall on the University of Dayton's campus, using NCR's abandoned cubicles as our classrooms. We grew from there, moving to Homewood Avenue with our elementary school DECA Prep, beginning the college pathway even earlier. And once we outgrew that building, we actually expanded to move downtown, opening DECA Middle in 2016. Back then, we only had 100 students, all 9th graders, from all over the city of Dayton. Now, we teach 13 grades, K through 12, with over 1,300 students under our care. That means, you can clap on that, absolutely. That means 6% of the children in the city of Dayton attend a DECA school. Our students come from a variety of backgrounds, but over 75% of them are considered economically disadvantaged. 97% of them are students of color, and all of them are served on a first-come, first-served basis. That means that we don't pick our students, they pick us. Now, back then, there were quite a few days we weren't sure that the doors would be open. Some years, our now retired fearless leader, Judy Hennessy, Dr. Judy Hennessy. In fact, Judy, can you stand up, please? Where's Judy? There she is, over here. Thank you, Judy. So for those of you who don't know her, she is going to ream me out for that later. I did that for you, not for me. She and our amazing board had to make some very difficult decisions about how to keep things moving forward. And with the help of our community, many of whom are in this room right now, we have been able to prove that education changes lives for over 20 years. Listen, our core values weren't in print some 20 years ago, but those values lived in our hearts then, and they continue to do so just now, and they undergird all that we do. So I'm going to walk you through them very quickly. Our first core value is put students first. At the core of what we do, whether it's in public or behind closed doors, we value our kids and their families first, second, and third. Next, we demand success, not just of our kids, but also of ourselves as the adults who get to serve them. Number three, maybe my personal favorite, we invest deeply in relationships. We get to the space where we can ask kids to stay late, to work harder, because they know we care about them. We prove education changes lives. We believe that for the vast majority of young people, earning a post-secondary credential, specifically a college degree, is how they will transform their lives and the lives of those around them. We do what's right. Whether in public or in private, whether big or small, we do the hard things because that's what we do. And my personal favorite, they're all my favorite really, but my personal favorite is find joy. In the most difficult moments, in the biggest event, in the tiniest little victories, we know that joy is where we find success. All of this together leads us to say that 100% of our students are accepted into college every year. That is a huge undertaking. And even more than that, our graduates continue to finish college at a rate 5 times the national average. Over 54% of our graduates finish college within 6 years. That is a huge accomplishment. We are so grateful to be a part of the Dayton community. We take no small part in being chosen by parents to do the most important work of educating their most prized possession. And while we're here celebrating 20 years, recognizing how hard it's been to get here, I promise you, we are committed to being better for the next 20. Thank you for all that you do for us. And while I'm sure you'd love to hear me talk for a while longer, we're going to give you a few minutes to enjoy your meal at your table.
I do hope everyone is enjoying their lunch. If you didn't get a chance, please try the lemon champagne salad dressing. That was delicious. Also, I'm told that the chocolate torte is gluten-free, which I'm shook by the inclusivity of that statement. Please continue eating as the program moves forward. And as you do, I want to welcome to the stage a true DECA legend. Mrs. Danya Berry is a true DECA original, one of the founding staff members at DECA High, serving as DECA's first college liaison, longtime high school director of operations, and currently the director of student and family services for our whole district. Most importantly though, Ms. Berry is virtually every alumni and family's closest confidant and ally, and so I want to welcome Mrs. Berry to the stage at this time.
Well, hello. It says I'm supposed to thank Dave. So thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Charlie, for such a warm welcome. 21 years ago, when I interviewed for a role here at this institution, it was a new, innovative program that was starting on the campus of the University of Dayton. I wasn't quite sure what I was getting myself into, but I knew that the panelists were kind. They had really, really warm hearts. They were encouraging and immediately familial. And I knew I wanted to be a part of what they were dreaming up. I cannot say that in the 21 years that I've been here, those feelings have left. Over the span of 2 decades, I've had the privilege of mentoring, guiding, and forming lifelong bonds with countless DECA scholars. The connections I've forged with the students and families have been profoundly rewarding. Moreover, being invited to share in our students' most significant life moments has been a true honor. It's a testament to the commitment we share as educators and families. After all, the essence of our program's success lies in the strong partnerships between teachers and families. The age-old adage, "It takes a village to raise a child," resonates deeply within us. We've always strived to foster and nurture those partnerships, knowing that together we can provide the support and guidance our students need to thrive. Today, we would like for you to meet one of our legacy families, the Hogue family. I have known this incredible family since the days that DECA was just an idea. Please enjoy a short video about DECA's legacy lived out in the lives well lived by this amazing family.
My name is Joe Hogue. I'm proud of 6, 4 of which went through the DECA program. We started back in 2004. While doing that, we were looking for a college-based initiative for the kids to go to. We knew education was going to be like at the forefront of everything, what they needed to be successful in life. DECA has been real helpful in getting the kids to the next level. Each one of the kids that have gone to college, from Tremaine to Nia to Takara, all talk about how much more prepared they feel than their peers in college from the DECA experience.
DECA overly prepared me for college. Freshman year of college, I had classes with, of course, students from all over the country who some could not write a paper the way I could write a paper. There were students who could not do math like I could do math. They also didn't have the resources that I had. If I had trouble in stats or physics, I called my high school teacher and I said, I need help. So DECA prepared me to be able to have those connections and resources and ability to do the work.
One of the things I think I'm more grateful than anything is how DECA shows up. So the entire time that my kids were playing sports, I saw the faculty, I saw the staff, I saw their administrators, I saw the students, but having that family style support from DECA is one of the highlights and foundations. I often feel like a superstar when I walk into the DECA building. It's like, hey, there's Mr. Hogue, and as everybody comes up and they show me love, and I think that piece right there, it makes people feel at home, and it's inviting. It's always an open door environment, and that feels good as a parent, and that's what makes it easy for someone like me to continue to, from a next generation standpoint, make sure that my grandchildren are going to go through this program, and they're going to be even more successful than my kids were, and they're going to be that much more involved in the community, and they're going to know what it's like to build those relationships.
Where I see DECA in the future is being an impact for other charters on a much larger scale. And I say that as an alum, as a former employee, as someone who has learned a lot from the people in this building, whether it was in class or as an employee, what education means, what parent involvement means, and what does it mean to be able to provide students with like the best educational opportunity.
DECA has evolved over the last 20 years, right? I remember not knowing what exactly DECA was gonna look like. I had no idea. We walk into day one and there are partitions up, and then over the course of time, I watched buildings go up, I watched doors, be installed, and things started changing, right? And as time went on, as DECA grew, as we start to see the successes of children getting to college, they're graduating from college. Say, hey, let's do a middle school. Let's start to bring some of the younger folks in the Dayton community, through this DECA program. And then it went to an elementary school. So there was this district, the opportunity, the potential for kids that look like me in my community to begin to grow and develop into professionals, into college students, into graduates was enormous. So it got real exciting, and that helped me make a more sound, informed decision on where do I send the younger kids, right? It's a no-brainer. They're going to DECA.
We are truly grateful for families like the Hogues, who've wholeheartedly invested in their children's future through DECA. I have loved watching the days of Tremaine being a freshman all the way to his graduation from law school. Nia, I was in the hospital room with her when she delivered her baby. Taco, Takara, Thaddeus is our baby now. All of them, they're like family to me. And even now, their next generation is walking the halls of DECA Prep. As Joe's granddaughter, Reagan, is in the 1st grade, and we look forward to welcoming Riley to our family. Hogue Family, will you please stand so we can honor and celebrate your unwavering support and dedication. Thank you.
All right, amazing. Give it up again for the Hogues. Shout out. I have been lucky enough to teach a Hogue, be a principal to a Hogue, supervise a Hogue as an employee. And I've always just been a super fan of Mr. Hogue as a parent and as a friend. So they're true DECA strongholds. Thank you, Hogues. When I think about what DECA is to me, I think about two things, purpose and direction. As a college student at UD, go Flyers, anyone? All right. I volunteered to coach this intramural basketball team in Dayton. Now, I'm no basketball expert by any stretch of the imagination, so I started coaching in the type of league where they erase the score at halftime and start over again. And if you can picture it, the best comparison is the Bad News Bears. That's what my team was. But I love those kids. I just love them. And I tried everything that I could to get our team on the right track and to get the kids on the right track in school. We implemented grade and behavior trackers. We instituted a You Goofed list as well, where they would have to sit out of a quarter of the game if they got in trouble in school. And then every Friday I would order pizza, and we would eat pizza together and connect as a team before the games. Probably isn't a great idea to order pizza right before a game, but like I said, no basketball expert. But watching how things improved for them throughout the season, I was just struck by the immense impact that a small group of charismatic, engaged adults can have on the group of young people. And I desperately, desperately wanted to work in an environment where I felt like the kids had that team of adults as well, who were willing to go the extra mile to ensure that they had every opportunity that I felt like I was afforded growing up. So that's why I chose to work at DECA. I saw a school with a clear purpose and direction. Didn't matter where a kid came from. It didn't matter what neighborhood they were from, what kid came through the door, where they were currently performing academically. When they came into a DECA school, we not only told them they could be a future college graduate, we expected it of them. So DECA has given my life purpose and direction for sure, and the lives of so many others as well. Purpose and direction through our mission and our students. But don't take it from me. Let's hear from some of our current DECA students. Now, each of our student performers today wrote their own piece. These are all fully original student pieces. In fact, at DECA Prep, they had a grade level competition, and we have our top runner-up finalists here. So we have our 3 DECA Prep finalists. If you could stand, girls, I know you're out there. Give these girls a round of applause because they made it all, they're back there. They wrote these amazing pieces, and I encourage you, if you don't follow us on social media, follow DECA District on Facebook, and you can actually view each of the students who are runners-up performing their pieces. Now, I want to welcome Dylan Jones, a current 3rd grade student at DECA Prep, to the stage. Come on up there.
Hello, my name is Dylan, and I am a 3rd grader at DECA Prep. I want to go to college so I can pursue my dreams of becoming an engineer. Although I am not sure what type of engineer I want to be, college should help me find out. In addition to learning how to be an engineer, I'll be able to grow as a leader. My parents have taught me the importance of education, so I want to go to college to continue our legacy. DECA Prep is preparing me to go to college. One way DECA prepares me is by demanding success. My relationships with my teachers have motivated me to always do my best. The STEM classes have given me an introduction into engineering. At DECA Prep, I am building character and showing grit. Dayton Early College Academy is my stepping stone to higher education. I am learning and growing every day. I am able to achieve my goals in the math test and get better in reading and math. With everything I am learning at DECA Prep, I know I'll be ready for college. Thank you.
Nobody stood for my speech. Right. Next up, please welcome the one and only Albert Phillips, currently in the 7th grade at DECA Middle. Come on up, Albert.
Hello, everybody. Like Mr. Bull said, my name is Albert Phillips, and I'll be performing the poem, It Has Just Begun. It has just begun. The readiness I feel to unlock the freedom of an adult, to spread my wings and find my purpose and my value. It has just begun. The preparation for high school and college to lead up to the day that I hold the document declaring me a PhD doctor. It has just begun that at 13, I am readying myself for success, that I be an example not only for DECA students, but for Black students, not only in Dayton, but in America nationwide. It has just begun that the name Albert Phillip exudes greatness and shows that people of this tone can see the light. It has just begun that the scholarship set for me sees me in places that no one like me has ever gone before. It has just begun that I have people who paved the path for me, like my mother, Jacqueline Phillips. It has just begun that I laid the path for the generation behind me. This life I see in myself has only just begun because my life and my story has just begun.
Next, we're going to welcome to the stage Adeka High Junior, Dayton Miles. Come on up.
Why DECA? I chose DECA because it made me into the person I am today. At DECA Prep, it taught us work before going outside to play. There are many people who complain, but I promise you, we are not the same. My mentors and my teachers helped me develop a work ethic and personality. I have real friends who bring out the best in me socially and academically. I thank Mr. Kane for his patience and for taking me under his wing and to places I've never seen. I thank his son for being my academic rival and always getting the best score. The competitiveness gave me something to strive for. I thank Mr. Taylor for picking me up literally and figuratively, my advisors for caring for me, my principals for keeping the peace and encouraging me. I thank every staff member for always showing me support because in the end, I have connections with them that I never want to distort. I've been at DECA since the 4th grade. The difference between this school and my last is I don't have to worry about unsecured fences or strange individuals who want to attack innocent children. At DECA, I feel safe, and as a child, that security makes it easy to stay in a child's place. Moving on from safety, there's one more important thing to address. Here at DECA, teachers actually check in when I'm upset. They don't just put packets of work on my desk and leave me out to dry. If they see I'm down in the dumps, then they know to ask why. Honestly, my brain can get a bit fuzzy about the past, but I thank everyone at DECA for my brightest memories and for making them last. I want to graduate from DECA with my degree. I want to look in the mirror and see honors with distinction all over me. I want to start college and graduate debt-free. I want my kids to look up to me and see our financial stability. I look forward to the day when my child can ask, "Daddy, how come you look so free?" Then I'll get down on one knee and tell them that's one of the many things that DECA gave me. Freedom. The freedom to choose my own path for what I want to be and never letting me stray from the vision or rather the reality that awaits me. At the end of the day, pressure makes diamonds. And when I'm done with DECA, everybody's gonna see me shining. DECA is a place where I can learn and grow. Hopefully these words emphasize that we ambassadors are not just for show. You should know that my words come from the heart. DECA is where I will finish, and even where my kids can start. Thank you.
And to finish, Nick Pate, one of our alumni. Nick's presenting a piece that he performed during our DECA Talks series last year, and it was an excerpt from his Gateway 6 autobiography. Nick.
Thank you. My parents, like many other adults, believe that we teenagers think we have all the answers. I can't speak for them, but I can speak for me. I know I don't. In fact, I'm more full of questions than anything. I would say that the very beginning of my life sparks a question. There was once a possibility that I would not be standing here today. My mother told me this story many times, how she had to have a C-section because I was unable to escape her warmth the traditional way. I was all wrapped up in my umbilical cord. With every contraction, the umbilical cord strangled and tightened at my neck, stealing much-needed oxygen from me. When I first heard this, it felt a bit hard to believe, and then another part of me felt a bit special hearing that. I didn't think it could be all that common. While reflecting on this experience, I decided to do some research on it. The term for this anomaly is nuchal, meaning nape of the neck. Thus, doctors refer to this type of birth as a nuchal birth. It felt comforting to have a name for something like this. I then found out a family member of mine suffered from the same nuchal birth, but now suffers cerebral palsy as a result. And this began the onslaught of questions. Why am I here? How come I'm so lucky to not suffer the same fate or worse? How come I'm so lucky to live a normal life? I recall a time when I was about 5 years old playing in the bathtub with some action figures. I created this scenario where the villain, I called him Dark Eye, was stuck on a rock in a raging river. A gigantic wave begins approaching him. There was a hero who I named Commander Duke, who attempted to rescue Dark Eye with hectic desperation, possibly to remain in this heroic image. Dark Eye glances at Commander Duke and his peers and notices that his peers refuse to help him. Dark Eye knows this and lets the wave swallow him. Right as the scenario ends, I was told to exit the bathtub and get ready for bed. I dried off and got my Spider-Man pajamas on. Before I went to bed, though, I looked into the mirror for a couple of seconds. I saw beautiful brown skin, a soft, cheeky smile, and short, curly hair. My skin bursts at the seams with golden potential. I was such a child in every sense, unique and effortless, adorable and green. At the time, I felt like I possessed more traits like Commander Duke. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I'm more than that. I have some Dark Eye in me too. I even have some bystander in me. I'm a walking contradiction. But at the time, my mind was bound by the idea of option, mutually exclusive, the idea that I could only possess one trait or the other. And this, of course, sparked a new set of questions. Am I the villain or am I the hero? And why would you even try to save a villain? Why does the hero care so much? And why is there conflict in the first place? And if there are no villains, can there be heroes? Now, follow me to elementary school. I was an electric child with an explosive personality, talkative and energetic. I had a big heart, and I still do, which got me into some trouble at times. I remember a time where someone said something that I didn't like, either about me and my appearance or about my mother. The words are lost to time. It's all trivial now. I hit him, which of course led to a fight, which led to a suspension, which led to a stern scolding from my teacher, who I swear was more annoyed that he had to take care of a situation so petty than he was with me. Because of that, he tended to let his emotions run through, asking me interesting questions like, "Why are you so emotional?" It's a little ironic, actually. It really got me thinking, though. Why am I so emotional? Why do my emotions sway me so? How would I operate if I wasn't emotional? I took these questions into high school, which brought many experiences, both joyous and painful. After being bombarded with videos of George Floyd's death, reflecting on the gravity of Trayvon Martin, Emmett Till, the millions brought to the New World on slave ships, I wrote a poem describing how I felt and how I continue to feel. It all begins with a bullet crafted from word and expression designed to pierce my heart. Each passing growth of passion grows the piercing given to me by said bullet. and word and phrase turn this piercing into a small wound. The pain begins mild. Lack of attention gnaws at the borders, thus expanding this hole of mine. I am no longer whole. The bullet continues to pierce and swirl and swirl. The hole is now a crater so big it's see-through. The air passing through gives me chills. Gravity begins to broaden the new black hole, pulling my flesh inward until I collapse from my obsessive gravity. Empty pain fills my chest and swallows me whole until I am nothing but a hole, forever expanding, forever alone. Naturally, the millions of questions followed. Who shot the bullet? Was it my parents? Voices from history, society itself? I questioned my space. What is my position in this world as a young black man learning my history? How do I survive the bullets flying at me, both figuratively and literally? How am I supposed to go every day living without letting the fear of the bullets take me over, without letting the black hole swallow me? Well, here I am today on my quest for peace, living as one big question. If we can't have heroes without villains, can we have questions without answers? How do I marry the hero and villain to create the best version of myself? How do I reach the best me? How do I reconcile my moving parts to become a fully functioning individual? How do I make peace with my history? Rainer Maria Rilke, in Letters to a Young Poet, suggests a way to deal with the questions. Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart, and try to love the questions themselves, like locked rooms and like books that are written in a very foreign tongue. Do not now seek the answers which cannot be given you because you would not be able to live them. And the point is to live everything. Live the questions now, and perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing it, live along some distant day into the answer. So what am I doing? I'm living the questions and living into my answers. Thank you.
Goodness, that's a tough act to follow, I tell you. So I'll keep it short, and I don't expect a standing ovation when I'm done. My name is Mike McQuiston, and I'm the board chair of the Dayton Early College Academy. I love hearing from students like we just did, from alumni. I love hearing from families like the Hogues. And I love hearing from our DECA scholars and graduates who tell the story of DECA's impact. They are truly evidence of lives well lived and dreams becoming reality. My wife Peggy and I have been passionate about DECA ever since our first visit over a decade ago. We believe in the work being done there every single day. Spending time at DECA, I see the parade of students, teachers, staff that have given their all, day in and day out, to make it the school system that it is today. The heart of everyone associated with DECA is focused on the realization of their mission, which is to prepare students to graduate college and become future leaders in our community. It's a rare honor to be associated with an organization that works to prove that education changes lives. For our last presenter, please help me to welcome Mr. Terry Grimes, a DECA Prep Legacy staff member who has taught music at DECA Prep since the school opened in 2012.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, he already told you, I'm Terry Grimes, long-term music teacher, and I express my warm greetings to all in attendance today. With immense pleasure, I'm thrilled that I have a captive audience, so I can legitimately talk about, without interruption, DECA. My thoughts go back. In 2011, I was at home enjoying retirement from Dayton Public Schools, and from DPS, I served as a K-8 music teacher and a central office administrator for 5 years as the Associate Director for Fine Arts and Curriculum and Instruction, that meaning art, music, and dance. Well, in 2012, a friend who worked and had responsibilities in the University of Dayton building that houses the high school shared that DECA was starting its prep school and was in need of a music teacher. And he thought, I might be interested in the job. But I've already told you, I was in retirement. I was still on the onset of the terrible twos in the beginning of retirement and thought, well, we'll see if I want to go back to teaching. And I did follow my friend's suggestion and apply for the job as the part-time music teacher for DECA Prep. Now, albeit I was granted employment and the opportunity to become one of the original DECA Prep staff. And in that year, the freshman class assembled on the 3rd floor of DECA High on UD's campus, planning the curriculum for the inaugural grades. Kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2, and grade 6. And for our purpose then, as we all know, was to herald DECA High's successes and instill the DECA way in our preparatory students. Well, in my interview, the stated DECA Prep vision resonated with me because I was a career educator. And I was excited to be a part of the team. With our creative imaginations in high gear, the team worked. We did research, we created, we wrote the curriculum for DECA Prep. And that was then and is now the tenets of DECA Prep based on the 6 pillars of character education, which prompted, and some of our colleagues know, a simple little song that became the song for every student who walked through that door. And it simply says, we are DECA Prep, striving to be our best. We are DECA Prep, striving to be our best. We are trustworthy, respectful, responsible. Every day we are fair, we care, we are good citizens. And it just goes on the back to say, we are DECA Prep. What's interesting is that for 10 years, I've served DECA Prep and its students, seeking to instill through music the interdisciplinary connections and components of literature, visual and performing arts, mathematics, science, geography, and technology. In fact, very quickly, for those of you who will be asked questions about the geography of the United States, our students know we can do a rap like the map of the U.S., starting with the A's alphabetically. Pointing as we go keeps the flow. You can follow, anyone can do it like 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Montgomery, Alabama, Juneau, Alaska, Phoenix, Arizona, Little Rock, Arkansas, Sacramento, California, Denver, Colorado, Hartford, Connecticut, Dover, Delaware, Tallahassee, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, Honolulu, Hawaii, Boise, Idaho, Springfield, Illinois. The bottom line is, by the time we get through that song, we've learned all 50 capitals in all 50 states that belong to the United States. A second conversation etched in my mind when I was teaching the rap of the states is when a student said, "You should become a real teacher." Implying that I was not a real teacher because being a music teacher, I should not have to teach reading, literature, geography, history, math, and science. Well, if you ask me the question, what keeps me at Decker, I will respond and speak with personal and professional pride. You see, I am unmovable in affirming that our students deserve the very best we can give them. And in turn, they will discover their future and enrich themselves. See, teaching at Decker has enhanced my life in numerous ways. I have students who tell me, "Mr. Grimes, you taught my mama." Or, "Mr. Grimes, you taught my granddaddy." Yes, I'm old enough to say I am in my 3rd and 4th generation of teaching students and doing it knowing and believing in the Decker way. So to emphasize what I've said and to put it a little differently, I want each and every one of you to always remember you are highly valued by all of us known as Deckies. We at Decker honor you. We share our day-to-day experiences with young people whose lives are entrusted to you for you to prepare for their and our future. We celebrate the joys our students and their parents experience, and we thank you for the tremendous impact they and you have made and continue to make on our educational programs. Although I stand here as one person, I am representing all of those serving as the foundation in our student learning. I stand here sharing personal and professional experience about the students who walk daily in our halls and in our community. I am happy to share them with you. We are happy you are an integral part of our wonderful educational experiences. You are Decker. Decker is you. And we ask you, so continue to support us in all of our work. Thank you so much. As I ask Brother Bull to come through here with backup details, will tell you best how you can do that. Mr. Bull.
What a legend. Thank you, Mr. Grimes. And he is right. We would love for you to join us in your support of our work at DECA. So at each table, there is a large white envelope. Your table host can help you with this. Inside, we have forms and pens. If you would like to fill one out and let us know how you want to become part of our community. Also, want to throw out there an invitation. We'd love for you to come and see it yourself. So if you're interested in visiting one of our schools, find a staff member around here we have all kinds of staff members here today, and get in touch, share contact information. We'd love to host you for a school visit. If you're tech savvy, we have a QR code you can scan to give, both on the form and up on the screen, because we are cutting edge with our technology. And lastly, as a small gift of thanks, we have a plant for each of you, so please take one and grow with us. Thank you for being here today, everybody.